fight fans. This is Chris Guzman with your weekly Thursday night injection of boxing talk, updates, and all-out arguments. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. It is Thursday night, December the 6th, 2007. We are live from the Golden Leaf, 6:51 in Hobart.
But let's get on to some boxing news.
I guess.
I do have the Bolo Punch Boxing Hour mail up, the Yahoo mail. You can send us an email if you'd like. It is Bolo Punch Boxing Hour at yahoo.com. Yahoo Instant Messenger is up and running as well. It is keyword Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, all one word there, via Yahoo Instant Messenger. So you send us some messages here. We got all kinds of great stuff going to be on the show tonight, and want to get people's picks on the air. So light up the Instant Messenger, folks.
We got Ricky Hatton, Floyd Mayweather coming up. We've got Jeff Lacey against Peter Manfredo Jr. coming up. We've got all these fights that need picks, and we're going to be talking in just a second. Well, hell, let's get it out of the way now.
Well, I want to say hello to my wife first.
I don't want to let you.
Hi, Ren.
Too much time already, so
That has nothing to do. Yeah, we're completely done with all the hellos and how we doings.
Yeah, you're not allowed. We were going to have the fight at your house, and you backed out on us. No hellos.
Where are you supposed to be? Real quick, we've got a contest, kiddies, and we're not going to know who wins this contest for a good while. Actually, 1 year from about right now is when we're going to find out who wins this contest. But this has to do with we need more people on the message board, on the Boxing Today message board. First of all, go to, well, obviously you're on www.bolopunchboxinghour.com, or you probably wouldn't be hearing me very well right now, but along the left-hand side of the homepage, you've got a bunch of ticket icons. Go towards the bottom. It's not the last one, but it's towards the bottom. It says message board, and you can click on that. It will directly link you to Boxing Today. We're all already signed on for that. What they have is one of the best fantasy boxing prediction leagues out there. The Fantasy Boxing Prediction League, which I've taken part in for the last year and a half or so. I'm finishing, I believe, this year. Well, it's not in stone yet because Mayweather and Hatton still has yet to be decided. That's happening this Saturday, obviously. But you pick who you think is going to win, and then points are awarded for how close your pick is. What round, what method, and obviously the winner. Undercards are oftentimes on there as well. But Pete the Heat Perry, our very good buddy, keeps track of all the points for us and gives us a total every week after every big fight. And I think as of right now, I stand right in the middle, about fourth, maybe fifth, out of 8 or 9 participants in this. But to spice it up a little bit, see, I don't know what the prize is for this year. I know I'm not going to win this year. There's almost no chance for me to win, unless on an absolute Hail Mary prayer, I actually get something huge, because I know points for the last one are like quadrupled or tripled or something. But the winner of the 2008 champion of the Fantasy Boxing Prediction League at Boxing Today message board is going to get a one-of-a-kind autographed piece of boxing memorabilia, something that is coming from my own personal collection. I know that perked Nestor's ears up because he knows I really don't like giving away my own stuff, especially something that's signed by 4 separate fighters.
Ooh. What is this piece exactly?
This is a piece that I think you've seen, Emil.
Now you have everything from John L. Sullivan,
all the way to Kelly Pavlik and on the way down, and everything in between. But this is not just your average poster. I own lots of on-site posters, closed circuit posters and whatnot, ads that are poster size. This is actually a podium sign. This is a one-of-a-kind sign.
Oh, okay. I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is the podium sign actually that was attached to the podium for the press conference for Miguel Cotto against Carlos Quintana. This was actually a solid year ago. It was December 6th last year.
That is exactly 1 year.
It's precisely 1 year from today, actually. Carlos Quintana, and also on the undercard was Antonio Margarito fighting Joshua Clottey. All 4 of those guys are listed on that podium sign, and all 4 gentlemen signed it.
And how can you authenticate all this?
How can I authenticate it? Because I've got photos of the fighters signing it. I've got photos of the fighters standing in front of the podium, and I've got photos of the fighters actually signing the. I've got At very least, I've got a photo of Miguel Cotto sitting there, holding it in front of him, signing it. It's signed by all four: Carlos Quintana, Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito, and Joshua Clottey. And for some odd reason, Miguel Cotto, the biggest name of all the four, for some dumb reason, he signed it twice.
Yeah.
Lord knows why. Lord knows why, but he signed it twice.
Yeah, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we get a picture of that, and Chris will send that to me, and we'll get that up on the front page of the message board so everybody can see it. And what we'll do is after these 1 in a million 8-count production fights get over with, we're going to make the Boxing Today message board part of the main page for a couple weeks to promote it there. Also, just on the instant messenger, Pete Perry also decided that he's going to kick something in. He's got an 8x10 color photo of Foreman versus Ron Lyle, signed by Ron Lyle. He's going to throw that in there as well. So
Ron Lyle fought a lot of the big heavyweight names, and to get George to sign that would be really cool. But that was one of Foreman's toughest fights.
Yeah. So we'll get pictures of what's actually going to be given away. We'll get the Boxing Today sign up thing actually on our main page for a couple weeks there.
I have a feeling that as the year goes on, it's going to be more of a package.
Well, yeah, it's going to. I can definitely see it's going to be a package. And what I also told Pete Perry is something we're going to do starting the first of the year is part of the main page is going to be an actual scoreboard there. So I mean, literally, you sign up, you're going to get your name on there. So we'll make a scoreboard looking type picture on there, and you can actually go on there and see how everybody's doing. Total points for the year. So
sweet, outstanding. And I want to stress, this is not a poster. There were plenty of posters printed up. There were thousands upon thousands of posters for sale there. This is not one of those. This is an actual podium sign.
Yeah.
It's mounted on foam core board, and there's a photo of this one item actually attached to the podium where all four fighters are standing in front of it, and then there's a photo of Cotto signing it. And he signed it twice. I can't tell you why, but he did. A lot of stories. Paulie Malignaggi, a good friend of the show. He's going to be fighting January 8th. His first defense of his title, that will be against Herman Ngojo. So we'll be having on Paulie Malignaggi probably in the first week of 2008. Glenn Johnson, who I'm also looking to get on the show January 8th, is going to be on the undercard of that fight as well. And this will be a tune-up fight for a possible April fight with Bad Chad Dawson, who now fights under the name Awesome Dawson.
Yeah, Chad Dawson's looking either to fight Glenn Johnson. He's looking to fight.
He's also talking about Tarver.
Tarver, obviously, and either one of those guys could be the guy next in line. Tarver, they've talked a little bit about Tarver and the money. It's going to might be the problem. They talked about this week on after his fight, but I'm sure we'll talk about Tarver in a little while.
Our good buddy Alfonso Gomez, who we interviewed at the Boxing Hall of Fame 2 years ago, is going to be fighting this little guy called Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The second time around is twice as nice. I can't let this happen. You've got ashes all over your face, buddy. Face for radio.
It looks like Ash Friday. Or Ash
that
Wednesday.
would be Ash Wednesday, you sacrilegious.
Ash Wednesday.
Andre Berto is going to be fighting Richard Gutierrez. He's a good friend of ours as well. He's going to be fighting February 9th. And Mike Malo, who also is a good friend of ours. He's going to be fighting Andrew Galata. Now,
he called him out, yeah. He called him out on our show as well. He
called out Galata at the press conference right after he knocked out Kevin McBride. Art Binkowski, pardon me. And then he... Corn Griffin.
Corn
Griffin. And then he came on our show a week later, along with Juan Diaz, actually, I might add. And he called out Galata again. And that fight's going to happen on January 19th, Madison Square Garden, on the undercard of Roy Jones Jr., Tito Felix Trinidad. So, good Lord, friends of ours are going. We've got friends in high places right now. That's what it's looking like right
yeah,
now.
he's talking about wanting to basically win like a. It's not a belt, but he wants to win the Chicago title. Say he's the best heavyweight in Chicago. That's what he's looking to do. You can listen to him talk about basically call Galata out in our interview. It's posted on our YouTube page as well as on. Is it on the interview page right now?
It should be. Yeah,
it's
that's
on
the interview page. Yes.
Emil, talk a second about that. Was one thing we didn't talk about since we've had so many tragedies and crazy stuff going on. What's going on with our YouTube page?
Well, the YouTube page, we're basically, as you're going to see in this video here, we're adding the video on every week now of the show. Actually, I'm starting to do the Ground and Pound show as well that we do before. I don't know if they're going to end up making a YouTube page as well or not, but that's an MMA show that we're probably going to end up having on there as well. And I changed the background, put our and made it a little better looking page basically, and been adding the show. And I've been looking to add a lot of friends is what I'm really looking for on the YouTube page. That way, when I can just send out a message, and anybody that looks at it, because I link up to a lot of these guys that have fight videos on, and it'll basically post a bulletin on their page as well, just like MySpace or whatever. You might be friends on that as well. It posts a bulletin on everybody's page. So that works out pretty well for me to let out the news of what we're doing. I talked about what our topic's going to be tonight, about the 10 biggest punchers that was in Ring Magazine this week, or this month, and posted that up there, and we're going to see if we get any kind of responses on that. And
so burn up that instant message tonight, guys.
And I've been trying.
We actually got a couple responses on last week's show of how they like the back and forth action between me and you, which is pretty good for a producer trying to step in.
Back and forth,
meaning,
and this is my part to this is my chance here to apologize for a couple of factual inaccuracies that I happened to throw out last week. My apologies to everyone listening, to all our listeners for. I did get a little frazzled knowing that my two good buddies, Nestor and Emil, were not going to be part of the show. I used the word rubber match when I was talking about Juan Manuel Marquez fighting Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, when the word rematch is the word that I should have used.
Yeah, and it is kind of, it's not necessarily the spoken word of rubber match, but that fight was so heavily disputed who actually should have won that fight. It seems like a rubber match, so I could actually see how that slipped a little bit.
It was a factual mistake.
Yeah,
I know that they have not fought twice. It was just a slip of the tongue. I should have said rematch, and I said rubber match. And one thing, if you know anything about Bolo Punch, is you cannot throw out a wrong fact around these guys. Okay.
No.
Tim is the technical end of the show, so he was not going to pick that up. I could say Ali's fighting next week. He'd say, "Oh, cool, can we go?"
Yeah,
yeah, it's going to
be thinking Layla Ali. I'm smart enough to know that,
but when it comes to a little bit more obscure stuff like that, it wasn't going to get picked up. Nestor would have never let me get away with that. Emil sure as hell would have never let me get away with that. So it would have been picked up if I hadn't been alone.
The other thing that I put on the YouTube page as well is I've been searching around all the different fights that have been on this week, and I add them on my favorites on the bottom of my page. So if you are our page, actually, if you go to the bottom of the page, it basically has every fight that was on this week, as long as the producers or the promoters don't pull it off of YouTube, it's up there as well. So if you've missed any fights in the last week, they're all linked up right on our YouTube page.
Awesome. Guys, we are coming at you from every conceivable angle. Video, audio, archive. We've got
podcasting.
We've got contests now, obviously, on the message board. Podcasting. Yeah, there is no reason for you to not be able to pick up our show.
And pretty soon we're going to be teamed up with Molina Productions out of Vegas, and we're actually be doing live blow-by-blow with video, linking up our audio with their video. So that's going to be exciting too. That should be happening 1st of January. So.
Well, sweet Lord. I know. You water this seed long enough, Nestor. Either fungus or sprouts. It looks like some sprouts are about to poke through the snow here in the
top of our
Chicagoland
fungus.
area. There is a fungus among us. And if I hear Nestor and Emil say anything remotely close to right ball,